Hello and welcome to Hopeful Moments 1. Today, we will be sharing a story about the lack of respect towards the hard work and expertise of employees, especially when management tries to cut costs without fully understanding the value of the work being done by their staff. Today's story will take you through a surprising turn of events. When the maintenance worker, after being fired and feeling disrespected by management, decided to dispose of the notebook containing all the crucial knowledge and information he had accumulated over 15 years of work. This caused confusion and concern for management, as they wanted to retrieve the notebook to preserve important maintenance information, allowing them to run the store without relying on him. If you find this story interesting and full of valuable lessons, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more meaningful insights. The story begins with the context of a sports store named Walmart, or a similar general store, during the aftermath of the 2008 Great Recession when the global economy was still struggling. This crisis led to a severe decline in the company's profits, and management had to find ways to cut costs to maintain business operations. One of the first decisions made by management was to reduce the workforce by laying off 2 out of 3 full-time maintenance/cleaning employees. However, while management aimed to cut costs and save money, they failed to realize that firing these crucial employees would have a significant impact on the store's operations. The only remaining employee, MG, the maintenance guy, was an exceptional and reliable worker. Not only was he capable of maintaining and repairing all the store's equipment, but he was also willing to go beyond regular job requirements to help everyone around him, ensuring the store ran smoothly. MG was dedicated and kind-hearted, always doing his best to make sure everything operated well. However, having just one maintenance worker for the entire store over the course of 6 months was an impossible task. Management asked MG to coordinate with a group of part-time employees who were responsible for cleaning and cart collection. MG tried to manage this, but as a result, he no longer had time to perform the essential maintenance work. This coordination situation placed MG in a difficult position, as he had to spend too much time supervising and managing the part-time team instead of focusing on his specialized work. Meanwhile, the reduction in the night shift team made the job even harder, as there were not enough staff to complete necessary tasks. The combination of reduced staff and excessive workload left MG unable to meet all the job demands, increasing tension and dissatisfaction in the workplace. Management failed to understand that, while they were trying to cut costs, these decisions were having a negative impact, reducing the quality of work and creating difficulties for the employees. After management noticed the signs of failure in running the store with such a small maintenance team, 2 major events occurred within a week, forcing them to face the direct consequences of their decision to reduce staffing. The first of these events was a serious malfunction of the cleaning machines. It turned out these machines needed regular maintenance and proper cleaning every week to prevent clogging and rapid part failures. Previously, MG had always performed this task meticulously, keeping the machines in good working condition, but when he was forced to focus on coordinating with part-time staff, the maintenance was neglected. As a result, the machines broke down, and the store faced repair bills amounting to thousands of dollars, a cost that management could have avoided if they hadn't reduced the maintenance workforce. Before they could even breathe a sigh of relief, another serious incident occurred just days later, causing management to deeply realize MG's importance for both the safety and operation of the store. A deli worker nearly quit after a terrifying incident when the blade of the deli slicer flew off and could have caused severe injury. The investigation revealed that the cause was a loose screw holding the blade, and MG had always been the one to check and tighten this screw weekly to ensure the machine's safety. However, when he no longer had time to do this due to the need to coordinate with part-time staff, he informed management that the part needed to be replaced for safety reasons. Yet, for the sake of saving costs, management decided not to replace it, merely telling everyone the machine had been fixed. The consequence was that if the deli worker had been injured, the store could have faced a lawsuit or even criminal charges for negligence in machine maintenance. When management sat down with MG to understand the cause of the failures, he did not hesitate to give them a straightforward and strong explanation. MG requested enough time to complete maintenance properly and asked for someone else to help coordinate with the part-time staff. He also pointed out that these employees were quite lazy and could not manage their work without supervision. However, management did not believe MG's reasoning, thinking maintenance was a simple and quick task. MG was deeply insulted by the lack of respect for his expertise and pulled out his notebook from his back pocket. This was the surprising moment in the story when management realized that, after 15 years of work, MG had meticulously recorded all the important information related to his job, including charts, schedules, maintenance diagrams, and technical details on how to maintain and repair the equipment. This notebook contained over 100 tasks he checked and performed weekly or monthly. The key point was that many of the tasks MG performed were related to the safety of the store and its employees, yet management never asked to replace expensive equipment as long as he could keep it running. Over the years, he had even performed tasks that should have been done by other departments or contractors, but because he was kind-hearted and wanted to help, he did everything. When he spent about half an hour explaining all the work he did, he realized that, up until that point, management probably had never fully understood the complexity and importance of maintenance work. Eventually, in a tense moment, he suggested taking a week to write down all of his knowledge into documentation, so that management would have clear evidence of the importance of maintenance work. His goal was that, if anyone asked why maintenance costs had increased while the company was trying to cut costs, management would have a reasonable explanation. However, when the managers in the room looked at each other and decided to ask MG to leave so they could discuss privately, an unexpected change occurred. MG, after feeling the lack of respect from the management, had a strong premonition that their decision was not just about his job, but also an act to completely erase his contributions to the store. This realization prompted him to take bold and decisive action. He threw his precious notebook into the trash compactor. The notebook not only contained job-related information, but also his career, dedication, and knowledge accumulated over 15 years of work. For MG, this was an act of freedom, a way to assert that if they wanted to erase his existence, they would also have to face unforeseen consequences. After burying the notebook, MG didn't stop there. He walked around the store and filled up the trash bins to ensure that the notebook would never be found again. This was a powerful symbolic gesture. He not only wanted to ensure the vital information was no longer accessible for the management to retrieve easily, but also a way to show that his contributions had been unrecognized, and now everything was over. After a few minutes, the management called MG back, and the tension escalated as they asked him to return his ID badge, cutter, and notebook. They treated him like a criminal, an act that showed disrespect, treating him merely as a pawn in their game. However, MG's response was a testament to his resilience and independence. He said that the notebook had been thrown into the trash compactor. This was the moment when the management was truly shocked and bewildered, as they could do nothing to retrieve the crucial information they had hoped would help maintain the store's operations after MG left. When they asked why he had thrown away the notebook, MG candidly replied that he thought he would rewrite everything from memory. This was a statement that, even though the notebook contained extremely valuable information, he didn't feel the need to hand it over to the management, because everything he did was in his head, and no one could take away the knowledge, creativity, and experience he had accumulated over time. At this point, the management began to feel anxious because their plan had been completely derailed. They could no longer retrieve the notebook and therefore couldn't carry out MG's dismissal without facing greater consequences. One of the managers suggested giving MG time to write down the necessary information before he left. This was a contradictory move. While they tried to extract information from MG, they had to revive his work, even offering him a chance to adjust their decision to fire him. In the end, MG, though treated unfairly, remained completely calm and composed. He smiled, held his head high, and walked out with pride. He didn't need to do anything else to prove his worth, because deep down, he knew that people would recognize his importance not through documents, but through the actions, dedication, and decisiveness he had shown. The management, whether they liked it or not, had to accept that they had lost someone invaluable, and all they could do was watch him walk to his car and witness the departure of someone they never truly appreciated until it was too late. I'm not sure of the exact numbers, but I estimate that the store had to spend at least $20,000 to $30,000 replacing the things MG had kept running beyond their lifespan, and the new hires struggled greatly to figure out how to operate everything. In fact, in a few cases, MG had gone too far, like creating a fire hazard by taping up broken chargers after reconnecting them instead of throwing them away, but management never complained when he saved the money. There were also many tasks that should have been handled by the safety and health team or other departments, but they never complained about having fewer tasks to do. I asked him if throwing away the notebook violated the law, but he said it was personal property that helped him remember everything, not a company-issued notebook. He took pride in what he did, and that pride was clearly evident in the way he told the story. He said no one had the right to question his professional judgment by insinuating that he was lazy. I agree. I came to work the next day after the deli machine incident, and I heard a lot and asked someone what had happened. I was told that the machine broke down while the deli worker was using it, and she got scared, refusing to come to work, and took a few days off to calm down. In the following days, I heard different versions of the story. Some said the blade flew out, some didn't, and one version said the blade got stuck in the ceiling. Should I choose the interesting version to tell?
Yes.
The problem with recounting someone else's story is that each time it's told, it gets more exciting. I mentioned that this event occurred during / after the Great Recession, and that's important. According to the people who worked there, management used to regularly approve the replacement of broken equipment, but after the recession, they stopped doing that and relied on MG's temporary solutions. A lot of the work he did shouldn't have lasted that long. He was really angry because, many times, management had refused to replace things that were clearly broken, and sometimes they said they would replace something and then change their decision without informing him. This is why he was so furious. Some pointed out that replacing equipment worth $20,000 was still cheaper than paying the salary of someone working for 15 years. This is theoretically true, but equipment doesn't keep breaking down or need cleaning just because someone is fired. The store eventually had to replace him, so firing him didn't save money. Moreover, the $20,000 replacement cost should have occurred over 4 or 5 fiscal years, not all at once. Maybe a manager got a good annual review for saving capital expenditures, not realizing they were just postponing the inevitable. MG's story serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of properly evaluating the value of employees in an organization. Even silent tasks, sometimes unrecognized, contribute to long-term stability and growth for the company. The lesson is that managers need to be aware of the importance of every employee, especially those with deep expertise, and create a work environment where they are recognized and respected. Otherwise, overlooking or failing to acknowledge their contributions can lead to severe consequences, not just financially but also in terms of reputation and sustainable development for the organization. Advice for MG is that while confidence in his expertise and abilities is crucial, communication and dialogue with management should also be given more attention in the work environment. Clearly expressing and being patient about the value of his work, as well as how the company can support improving work efficiency, will help avoid misunderstandings and unnecessary conflicts. MG could consider sharing more specific details about his challenges and job requirements early on to create mutual understanding and respect. At the same time, maintaining flexibility and being willing to cooperate with management could help him avoid tense situations while maintaining a long-lasting career with the company.